Mr. Moreland, please don't hurt Carmen. She's just lonely. That's why she's meeting a man in a place like this. Hazel's plea died in her throat as she saw me standing there and covered in blood. I nodded, and we left the office together. On the way home, I stared out the window, my mind racing. I had to find a way out of this. Brad was a snake, cold, calculating, and ruthless. He'd never keep his word, even if I caved to his demands. But if he exposed my secret, Alexander would surely turn his back on me. The warmth and security I'd found in the Moreland family would vanish in an instant, leaving me with nothing but the same despair I'd felt in my last life. The car pulled up to the Moreland estate, and I dragged myself out, my legs heavy as lead. Alexander noticed my distraction and placed a gentle hand on my shoulder. Carmen, talk to me. Whatever it is, we can face it together. His voice was soft, full of genuine concern, and for a moment, I was tempted to tell him everything. But the fear of rejection held me back. I shook my head, forcing a weak smile. I'm just tired. All this work has been a bit overwhelming. He studied my face for a long moment, as if seeing through my lie, but he didn't push further. Then go rest. I'll have the kitchen prepare your favorite dinner and send it to your room. I thanked him and retreated to my suite, locking the door behind me. I collapsed onto the bed, staring up at the ceiling. Brad's threat echoed in my ears, and I couldn't help but think about my last life, how Brad had controlled me, how he'd made me his puppet, how he'd destroyed every bit of hope I'd ever had. I couldn't let that happen again. Just as I was about to drift off into a fitful sleep, there was a soft knock on my door. Carmen, it's me, Mrs. Moreland. I sat up and opened the door. Mrs. Moreland stood in the hallway, holding a tray with a cup of warm milk and a plate of cookies. I thought you might need this. You look pale. She stepped into the room and placed the tray on the nightstand. I heard about the call you got at the office. Alexander told me you seemed upset. I tensed up. Had Alexander told her everything? But Mrs. Moreland's expression was kind, not accusatory. I know you've had a hard life, Carmen. Growing up in an orphanage can't have been easy, but you're part of our family now. You don't have to carry your burdens alone. Her words touched my heart, and I felt tears welling up in my eyes. Mrs. Moreland, what if I'm not the person you think I am? What if I have a secret that's so terrible you'll hate me? She sat down beside me and took my hand. Whatever it is, it can't be that bad. I've seen enough of the world to know that everyone has secrets. The question is, are you a good person? And from what I've seen, you are. You're kind, hardworking, and you make Alexander happy. That's all that matters to me. I looked at her, my throat tight with emotion. Thank you. She squeezed my hand. Now drink your milk and get some sleep. Everything will look better in the morning. After she left, I drank the milk and tried to sleep, but my mind was too restless. I kept replaying Brad's words, trying to come up with a plan. Suddenly, I remembered something from my last life that Brad had tried to hide from everyone. When Brad had first started his business, he'd stolen a large sum of money from his father's company to fund it. His father had never found out because Brad had covered it up by forging documents and blaming a former employee. If I could find evidence of that, I could turn the tables on Brad. He'd be too busy defending himself to expose my secret. The next morning, I went to work early, determined to find